right, we got a new reveal. It's Tristana. We got Tristana. All right, let's check this out. Let's check this out. Oh my god.
Vandal Gunner Tristana going in.
Mono Bandle. Okay, we do get a Mono Bandle champion. I was wondering if we'd ever get that. Tristana, 3 mana, 1/3 with quick attack.
Locked, loaded, and
It was an interesting stat line. I have +1/+0 for each multi-region ally you've summoned this game. Okay. She's a mono bundle card that synergizes with multi-region cards. Okay. When you summon a multi-region ally, grant it +1/+0. And the level up is summoned 4+ multi-region allies. Interesting. Nar confirmed not coming out this expansion. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, Nar confirmed to be Zillioned, I guess.
ready to rocket. Let's get him, squad.
Nothing can stop me.
Engaging.
Alright, we got Bandle City Mayor. 3 mana, 2/3 mono Bandle Yordle. Your multi-region units cost 1 less. Manifest a multi-region follower. Ooh. Oh, it's a 2/2, not a 2/3. Okay, at 3 mana, 2/2. Wow, that discounts and manifests multi-region followers.
Go, grab my hat, comb my mustache.
Wow.
Your esteemed mayor has arrived. Has the battle started?
I'm sure your speech will cheer us on regardless. Vandal City #1.
Gunners get 'em, jobs done.
Oh god.
Holding position.
Not the military tunes. Can't handle the military tunes.
Look at them, shaking in their boots.
Vim, vigor, victory.
Okay. Okay, they got
I
roared.
got your 6 shortcakes.
Love it, Big Mama. Let's bring this home. Blasting off! Bye-bye, bad guys!
Okay, that was a pretty decent level up animation. Tristana. 3 mana, 2/4 quick attack. I have +1/+0 for each multi-region ally you summon this game. When you summon a multi-region ally, grant it +1/+0 and impact.
Winners don't duck.
Do re mi fa so I kill you.
Alright. Bandle Gunners. 8 mana. Bandle 7/7 Yordle Spell Shield. When I'm summoned, if you summon units from 4+ regions this game, grant me impact 4 times. Oh. This is kind of like that Furious Feyfolk we saw earlier. But instead of being a 5/4 with quick attack, it's a 7/7 with Spell Shield? I still don't think this is worth 8 mana. I still don't think that 8 mana is enough to justify this.
Vandal Gunners, this is why we fight.
Okay.
That's the way the Vandal Gunners do.
Alright, interesting. I don't quite see it. I don't quite see it yet. Poppy Tristana, right? Seems pretty good. She seems meh. She does seem a little meh. No, I'm kind of with Powers All. She seems a little meh. Get chat up on screen? Yeah, I will. Don't worry. We're gonna... Hopefully Dak doesn't take forever to show us the new cards today. Okay, we get a couple. Alright, so Tristana... What did Tristana say? She's a 3 mana... Tristana's a 3 mana, 1/3 with quick attack, but she gets bigger than that, right? And she's retroactive. It's not like she says I get +1/+1 when I see something enter. She actually does start with +1/+1. Right? So like if you've played like 2 multi-region cards, if you played one like a multi-region follower on round 1 and then a multi-region follower on round 2, and then plus Tristana on 3, she'll be a 3 mana 3/3 with quick attack, which is Draven stats, right? That's not bad. That's not bad. And then but from then on in, she just gets more attack. She also gives your multi-region followers +1 attack. Neither of those things helps you win the game, right? Neither giving Tristana +1 attack nor giving random followers +1 attack. Neither of those things actually wins the game, but they can make you get better trades, right? They can help you get better trades. And then on level 2, if you level her up, which is, to be fair, leveling her up is pretty easy. You're gonna do this pretty quick in the right deck. Well, I assume you're gonna do this pretty quick in the right deck. And then on level 2, if you continue summoning multi-region followers, she gives them +1 attack, and she also gives them impact, which can start winning you the game, right? Impact as a keyword can start dealing chip damage to the Nexus and start winning the game. But not particularly quickly, right? You could probably have her leveled consistently when summoned. It's not just followers, it's allies. Yeah, but that just means followers and champions, right? This is like, sure, if you run her with Poppy, like... Dak has all the cards up now? Cool. Good. Let's move over there. Come here, Dak. Alright. So Tristana seems... She doesn't seem terrible. But she does look a little... I don't know. A little underpowered. Like, I don't see quite the point. Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading and see if there's anything else that makes her make more sense. Alright, so her champion spell is Buster Shot, which is a 4 mana slow speed spell. 4 mana slow, costs 2 less if you have a Tristana, okay. Or if you've summoned or cast cards from 4+ regions this game, deal 3 to a unit. Oh, hey, look. Hey, we can go Tristana Senna. Oh, Senna Bandle. This is a fast speed, deal 3. Oh, for 4 mana. No, that's bad. I'm kidding. But cost 2 less if you have a Tristana. So this sort of does the Nautilus thing, where it's a champion spell that like artificially synergizes with its champion. So it can't be terrible, right? If you have Tristana, this is a 2 mana deal 3 to a unit. And in Tristana's deck, this is a 2 mana slow speed deal 3 to a unit. This, in a Tristana deck, this is actually pretty good. Right? In a Tristana deck, Buster Shot seems like you could actually main deck it. Cause like, if you don't ever draw Tristana, you should be getting all the multi-region followers down. This is probably like a decent card for Bandle tree decks. What this is probably a decent card for Bandle tree decks. This is a 2 mana slow speed deal 3 to a unit for if you're summoning lots of multi-region followers. Or just cards, you know, from other regions. If you've summoned or cast cards from 4+ regions. Yeah. So like, you can do this in like 3 cards, right? If you play a Bandle Freljord card and you play a Bandle Targun card and you play a Bandle Noxus card, you're done. That's it. Those 3 cards, Buster Shot's online. So this should be pretty easy. I like this card. I think this card is actually pretty decent despite its slow speed. I like it. This isn't terrible if you're in Bandle City SI for Senna Vagar. I don't think Senna Vagar is gonna be activating this very easily, right? Senna Vagar is gonna be like Shadow Isles Bandle, and they're not gonna play any cards from any other regions. So like it'll always be 4 mana. So like sure you can turn this into a Senna turns this into a fast speed gotcha. Oh boy, gotcha. Meh. Bandle City Mayor, 3 mana 2/2. We saw this guy in the trailer. Your multi-region units cost 1 less. Manifest a multi-region follower. This guy looks awesome. This guy looks very decent for Bandle tree decks and presumably Tristana decks as well. This guy looks decent for those. He is a 3 mana 2/2, but he starts, he comes in and manifests something you want, and then if he sticks on the board for a while, he discounts the cards you want to play. I think this card's pretty decent. This is a decent Bandle tree card and a decent Tristana card, but again, I'm not sure Tristana matters much. All right, and then we've got Bandle Painter, 3 mana 2/3 augment Yordle. Play, discard a card to create a multi-region follower in hand. Play, discard a card to create a multi-region follower in hand. What? Wait, this is just way worse. This is kind of like Bandle City Mayor, but it's... This doesn't even manifest? What? Wait, this is the same mana cost and all you get is 1 health and augment. You lose the mana cost buff and you don't manifest, you just create a random one and you have to discard a card? New region with discard support? I mean, the cards with discard support are supposed to have really good effects, right? The cards that make you discard are supposed to be really good. This is like... I don't get this one. Why would I ever play Bandle Painter when I could play Bandle City Mayor? Painter's weird, super bad, if you ask me. Painter... I mean, in a vacuum, I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. A 3 mana, discard a card to create a multi-region follower, that sounds okay. But when you compare it to this guy, it's like, why are you making me discard a card? Like, that's... Why would you do that? Just freaking manifest it. This guy doesn't make you discard, and he manifests, meaning it gives you an option of 3. This one just creates a random one in your hand. I don't get this. I don't get Bandle Painter. Alright. Gruff Grenadier. Grenadier. 4 mana, 4/3 impact, Allegiance. Aha! We finally got the Bandle Allegiance card. Summon Allegiance. Summon another Yordle follower that costs 3 or less. Alright. We finally have seen something that does something with the Yordle tag. Yordle tag support Coggers. Yeah. We finally got something that makes the Yordle tag matter. We're gonna have to go back at some point and look over every Yordle that we know of that is, 3 or less, that costs 3 or less, and see what all this guy can get you. Most Yordles that cost 3 or less don't have summon effects that I can think of. This guy's got impact. He's 4 mana, 4/3 with impact, plus something, right? Plus something. Plus something pretty small. Most Yordles, you guys aren't gonna believe me when I tell you this. Most Yordles have pretty small stat lines. You could get Trevor Snoozebottom off of this. This could make Trevor Snoozebottom. Among many other things. I don't think there's a lot of Yordles in that range that have when I'm summoned effects also. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think about. I'm trying to think if there's any any Yordle that costs 3 or less that has that when I'm summoned effect. It's like Green Glade Scout says when I'm summoned get elusive. Right? I get elusive for a round. That's the only one I can think of. Dark Bulb guy, Darkness. Yeah, you can get a Darkness randomly off this guy. Okay. So it's like 4-3 plus like I'm gonna estimate like 3-2, maybe 2-3 of stats on average, maybe 2-2 of stats on average, something like that. And he's got impact. Meh. I mean, it's the Allegiance card. I don't know. I feel like I want more of a payoff for Allegiance. If I'm putting such a heavy deck building cost as Allegiance in my deck, I'd like something a little bit better than that. Alright, Bandle Gunners, 8 mana, 7/7 spell shield. And by round 8, you should definitely have fulfilled this requirement, right? So it's like it just is an 8 mana 7/7 spell shield impact 4. I don't think that's worth 8 mana. That can't be worth 8 mana, right? 8 mana for a big body with spell shield that just like decimates the Nexus every time it attacks? I can't see that being worth 8 mana. Alpha Wildclaw just seems better. Yeah, Alpha Wildclaw is a 7 mana 7. No. How much does Alpha Wildclaw? 6? 6 mana 7/6. With Overwhelm, right? Which generally will be like hitting the Nexus for 4 as well. Yeah, I don't think Impact is good enough. Like, Impact is okay, but Impact 4 is not worth an 8 mana unit. To be fair, we still don't know how Allegiance works with multi-region. Yes. Yeah, I imagine any card that is multi-region counts as a Bandle City card. If you play Gruff Grenadier, and the top card of your deck is a Bandle Targon card, the Telescope, right? If the top card of your deck is that Bandle Targon card, this activates. If the top card of your deck is the Bandle Targon card, and you play the Targon Allegiance card, that also activates. That's how I think that's how we should assume Allegiance works. That's how we should assume it works. All right. Double tap. Double up. Oh, old double up. 6 mana fast. An ally strikes an enemy. If the ally is multi-region, it strikes the enemy again. No. What? No. Why is this? What? Why is this 6 mana? If this were 5 mana, I'd say we could compare it to Concerted Strike and it'd be pretty good. For some reason, it costs 1 more than Concerted Strike for a probably worse effect, right? I think this will probably be an effect that is not as good as Concerted Strike, and it costs 1 more mana than Concerted Strike. And it's in the same region and mana point as Minimorph. Okay, moving on. Yordles in Arms. 5 mana, slow speed Bandle card. Give allies +2/+2 this round. If you've summoned or cast cards from 4+ regions, give allies +4/+4 instead. So this is kind of like Morning Light, right? This is kind of like Leona's Morning Light. I mean, going from +2/+2 to +4/+4. I mean, if your board is... I mean, if your board is small, that can matter. Cards like this don't generally do that well. Cards, I don't know. Cards like Morning Light, cards like For Demacia, they don't generally see much play in this game. I'm not sure why that is. I'm not entirely sure why that is. If you're running, I could see running this in a Poppy deck, like as a one of, maybe, but if someone redeemed my deck and I saw like a Poppy deck they'd be like, "Oh, Game Boy Rob, fix my deck," and they had like a Poppy deck, and they were running like 2 copies of Yordles and Arms. I'd be like, "That's a bad card. Take that out." Like, that's probably what's gonna happen. Like, I see why you're running it, but you probably shouldn't be. Cards that make all your units bigger aren't worth a card in your hand, I think. Because, like, in this situation, you have to already be winning to get value out of them, and then they don't generally make you win the game more. Unless you rally, right? Yordles and Arms, this card isn't going to matter terribly much. Unless you rally. And Bandle City doesn't have any rallies. So, like, maybe a Poppy deck. I could maybe see a Poppy deck using this if it's also in Demacia, right? +4/+4. You certainly don't want this in a Bandle Tree deck, right? You certainly don't want this card in a Bandle Tree deck, so the whole +4 regions things kind of falls off. Yeah, I don't see it. Remember the give allies +2/+2 and overwhelm from Freljord? I remember. What's that card called? Pack Mentality? Pack Mentality. Alright, Group Shot. Alright, we got a selfie card. Okay, we have a selfie card. 1 mana, fast. I guess it's not a selfie, it's a group picture. 1 mana, fast. Deal 1 to an enemy. Why does this deal 1 damage? If you have 4+ allies, deal 2 instead. No. No. This is a Blade's Edge, except if you have 4 units on the board, it's a 1 mana Mystic Shot? No, I'm not putting that in my deck. Get out of here. 1 mana, alright. Blade's Edge with an upside? Yeah, but Blade's Edge that can't go face. Yeah, that turns into Mystic Shot that can't go face. Why not? Because, I mean, probably not, because Blade's Edge is not a good card. Which is a little surprising, because it looks like it should be, right? Blade's Edge is an interesting case. It looks like it should be a decent card, but a card that only deals 1 damage for 1 mana, if you double draw that card, you run out of gas, right? You could maybe run this as a one-of, but it's the same reason that 0 Noxus decks run Blade's Edge, right? No Noxus decks run Blade's Edge. Even the decks that you think would maybe want it, like Swain decks, they almost never run Blade's Edge. Because if you draw Blade's Edge, that's a 1 mana card that just deals a damage. That could have been like a 5 mana unit, you know? And it's like, you start running out of steam. So one mana deal 1 has historically been bad. Vile Feast gets away with it because it also makes a blocker, right? Vile Feast does 1 damage, and so it would be a bad card, but it also makes a 1/1 blocker, which is fantastic. So that card is great, but Blade's Edge is terrible because it's low impact, right? Now, this is meta dependent. That being said, it is quote unquote meta dependent. If there are tons and tons of 1 health units, if people are just playing 2/1s and that's it. If people are playing lots of 2/1s and like discard aggro, maybe elusives, then maybe this can see play in like the meta. But you know, there's a reason Blade's Edge is not meta, and this is just a Bandle Blade's Edge. Like, this could see play in certain decks, but certainly not many. It's like, it's a confused card. It doesn't know whether to go in an Ezreal deck or a Poppy deck. Well, it wants to go in a Bandle Tree deck, right? It wants to be a card that is really good support for Bandle Tree, right? It's like, oh, well, no, not Bandle Tree, because it's not allies from different regions. It's just 4 allies. Yeah, you're right. It's like, it kind of wants to be a Poppy card. Yeah, meh. Yeah, I just don't see it. Alright, and then Purple Berry Shake. 1 mana burst. Grow an ally to 3/3 this round. Purple Berry Shake Karma. Amazing! Think of the value! Purple Berry Shake. 1 mana burst, grow an ally to 3/3. I mean... grow an ally to 3/3. That can never be worth it, right? That's pretty okay in the right deck. 3/3. If this said 3/4, if this said grow an ally to 3/4, I would say it's pretty good. I would say it's great even. At 3/3, I don't know if that's good. 1 mana, give Teemo +2/+2, right? But it's unless the card you're using this on already is a 1/1 or a 0/1, it's not worth it, right? If you're any other unit in the game doesn't care about this, right? If you have a 2/2, this is 1 mana +1/+1, which is a bad card. And if you have a 1/2, it's 1 mana +2/+1, which is an okay card. You have to use this on a 1/1 that you care about to get value. I guess it's a Teemo card. +3/+1 for Pix though, think about it. Yeah, Pix really likes this card as well. Pix really likes this, and Teemo really likes this, but you don't want to run a spell that only targets 1 unit in your deck, right? And those 2 units don't go in the same deck. This on Tarek. I mean, fortunately, it does say grow, so like Tarek won't shrink. Three, 4 would be much better. 3/4 would be much better. It's just this card just isn't going to be able to target most of the units in your deck, right? Most cards in your deck are already going to be 2/3, 3/2, 3/3s, right? Or larger, if you're a mid-range deck. And if you're running, and if you use this on like a 2/1, it's not really worth it, right? Especially if the 2/1 is not something you like care about. If it's just a 2/1 that you want to trade with, like Yordle Squire. This could be like a one of in Teemo decks. I think this could maybe be a one of in Teemo decks when there's like Ezreal decks running around. If you attack on round 2, if it's round 2, you have the attack token, you attack with Teemo. Your opponent plays Mystic Shot. You respond with Purple Berry Shake. That seems pretty good. You deal 4, your Teemo survives, bada bing bada boom. Right? Same with like Vile Feast. That feels good. I can see this as a one of in Teemo decks. Other than that, I don't get it. Other than that, I wouldn't recommend it. I'm really hoping we get another Bandle City combat trick to make the region worthwhile. But this feels like it might be it. If this is it, then yeah, that's a problem. Won't find value in combat and most removal does 3. I don't know if most removal does 3. A lot of good removal does 3 or more. I'm disappointed that Purple Berry seems to be a Teemo only card. I was hoping for a combat trick that I can use for both Teemo and Kate. Oh, that being said, you said Caitlyn, and that does remind me. That does remind. When did Caitlyn get revealed? 17th? Oh, I'm so good at this game. This is a good card for Sting Officer. To be fair, Purple Berry Shake also is really good on Sting Officer and Kelp Maidens, right? An elusive unit with low health actually really does enjoy Purple Berry Shake. Okay. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. Maybe you could put this in the Caitlyn deck, especially if you are running Sting Officer. The this card, Bandle Commando, also would appreciate Purple Berry Shake. Essentially all the pseudo Teemos, right? Low cost, low stats, elusive units would like Purple Berry Shake, right? Oh yeah, maybe I run Purple Berry in Fizz Draven actually as like a 1x with Bandle. What, a Bandle Draven deck? Oh god, what the heck is Fizz Draven? Maybe it sees play on an elusive deck with Poro Cannon, something like that. Yeah. I can see it. I can see it in Caitlyn as well, just because of Sting Officer. Like my criticism of this card was that you're never gonna strike with it. Like, how the hell am I ever gonna strike with a 2/1 elusive, right? If it needs to hit the Nexus, how am I going to ensure that? Purple Berry Shake actually is a decent answer to that question, right? You play Sting. You play like. Oh no, that doesn't work. you play like Sting Officer on round 2, and then like attack with him. Your opponent plays like Make It Rain. Just Purple Berry Shake. Clears that right up, right? Okay, I can see it. That helps. That helps. Fizz is released from the confines of Bilgewater and their 2 spells. True. Alright, so in full, Tristana seems fine, except that she doesn't really have a win condition, right? Tristana doesn't really result in a win condition. Like, leveling her up doesn't really do anything for you. Right? Like, sure, all your units get impact. You know, it's possible that I'm underestimating this. If your whole deck is like multi-region followers, if everything you have is multi-region, and like you have lots of units on the board and then they all get impact, that could be more impactful than I am really thinking. But she herself doesn't have impact. Like, if Tristana leveled up and she got impact, and everything got impact, that would be a little better, right? And she doesn't have that. I don't quite see it. I just don't quite see how Tristana actually results in you winning the game. Go make your bed over that shit joke. Okay, Powers, I'll go make my bed. I think as time goes on, she'll get better units and might become more cohesive, but for now, she's just meh. I don't see it. She just doesn't do anything, right? Like, I think the problem is that giving all my allies impact and +1 attack isn't worth a champion slot. I think literally like, champions have gotten better and better as time has gone on. And Tristana feels kind of like a Foundations champion. She feels kind of like Garen. She feels kind of like, you know, the old ones. Like, that's okay, but it doesn't result in a game win. She might be in Bandle Tree decks. It's possible that she'll be in Bandle Tree decks to like help us get value out of all of our multi-region followers, and then we're not planning on winning the game with Tristana anyway. We're planning on winning the game with Bandle Tree, and she's just there to like help us be more defensive. I don't really see that either. No, that doesn't really quite make sense either. I think I'd rather just run Teemo, right? I'm pretty sure I'd rather just run Teemo in my Bandle Tree deck. Impact on big units is so funny. They keep giving 7 drops impact 4 times. If you think about it, it's basically like, let's give this unit overwhelm, but wait, that would be strong. Let's give it half an overwhelm instead. Again, Rob, you just use her for value and tempo on your Bandle Tree deck. Yeah. She seems okay. She seems okay there, right? She's still like a 3/3 with quick attack, and then she becomes like a 4/4, a 4/5, a 5/4 with quick attack. And that like attacks every round, and they have to block that every round. She'll be like a mini Zed, where like when you attack, they have to block, and so since they're blocking, they can't hit you as hard, and then you have time to develop your win con. But like Zed does that much better than she does, and Zed is still struggling to see play. He sees a little right now, but I mean he sees play in the elusive deck. Yeah, she just seems meh. She just seems meh. Buster Shot looks pretty decent in that deck, but that deck is also seeming kind of meh. But that would make sense, right? Bandle Tree, if the Bandle Tree deck is meh on the first day of launch, that makes sense, right? As time goes on and more Bandle cards are revealed in later expansions, the Bandle Tree deck will get better, right? Kind of like... kind of like all the copium we had for Mono Shurima Sundisk, right? Kind of like all that copium we had for Mono Shurima Sundisk. Oh, it'll get better. It'll get better with more Shurima sets. It'll get better with more Shurima cards. However, Bandle City Mayor, I think, is an actual reason to try running this deck. Bandle City Mayor is good, and he's good for that deck. I think Bandle City Mayor, much more than Tristana, is an actual reason to go into the Bandle Tree. Unlike Bandle Painter. I think this is a good card and a reason to play Bandle Tree. Bandle Painter is not. Gruff Grenadier is almost, right? This is close. Gruff Grenadier is an okay Allegiance card. Is an okay Allegiance card. If you're mostly in Bandle anyway, I'd say if you're mostly in Bandle anyway, this guy's fine. And he does activate, he has progressed Bandle Tree if he gets like, because he summons random Yordles. And and there's Yordles in every region, right? So if you play Gruff Grenadier, you are more likely than not going to progress Bandle Tree by 1. So in Bandle Tree decks, I could see Gruff Grenadier. I don't like Bandle Gunners. I think it's not very good. Double Tap looks very weak. It looks very weak. For 6 mana. It's just 6 mana removal, and we're already running Minimorph. So like, if you really need more removal, and you're already running 3 Minimorphs, then you can maybe consider Double Tap. If Double Tap, if you also have strong multi-region units. I don't see all of that happening all at once. So like maybe in a Poppy deck, but no, I don't think Poppy deck wants that much removal. Yordle in Arms seems kind of... It looks familiar, right? It looks like Morning Light. I mean, giving everything +4/+4 sounds really strong. I just don't think that the region... If you summon or cast cards from 4+ regions, like I don't think there's a deck like that wants... Well, maybe. This could maybe see play in one deck as a one-of. I don't know if it's the Bandle Tree deck, though. I don't think Bandle Tree deck would put this in their deck, so I don't... Maybe a Poppy deck. Maybe Poppy decks want this. Group Shot is a Blade's Edge. Blade's Edge is not a great card. However, there's always a chance, right? Blade's Edge is not a good card in a vacuum, but it is a great card in certain metas, and this is the same, right? So, like... Bandle City Blade's Edge probably won't see play in most decks, but every once in a while it'll suddenly matter, right? That's what Blade's Edge does. Is like Blade's Edge never sees play, but when it does see play, you're like, wait a minute, wait, that was sick, right? And the Group Shot will be similar. And then Purpleberry Shake looks like elusive support, especially like Teemo support. Okay, those are my impressions. Those are my initial impressions. That's what I think. Cool. Cool. All right. Not terrible, not terrible.